Now in this video we will see the coronary arteries. So there are two coronary arteries, right and the left. So this is the right coronary artery. Here we can see the right atrium, and this is the aorta. So it is arising from the anterior aortic sinus. As we all know that in the aorta we have three sinuses. One is anterior, other two are posterior, right and left. So this right coronary artery is arising from the anterior aortic sinus. So here we can see this is the origin of the right coronary artery. So after taking origin, it is running in the right anterior atrioventricular sulcus, and at the right border of the heart it turns or winds posteriorly and runs in the right posterior atrioventricular sulcus. After reaching at the crux of the heart, it is anastomosing with the circumflex artery. So this is the circumflex artery, which is a branch from the left coronary artery. Now the branches of right coronary artery, these are in the posterior interventricular sulcus. It provides the posterior interventricular artery. Then at the margin of the heart, that is at the right margin of the heart, it provides the right marginal artery. So the branches we can see in this specimen. So this is the first branch, which is for the infundibulum of the right ventricle. This is the right conus artery, and this branch, which is for the SA node, this is the SA nodal artery. Then these are the ventricular branches, which is supplying to the ventricles, and others are the atrial branches, which are supplying to the atrial wall. So these are the branches from right coronary artery. This right coronary artery supplies to the right atrium, right ventricle, then posterior 1/3 of the interventricular sulcus, and whole of the conducting system of the heart except the left bundle branch of AV bundle. Now this is the left coronary artery. It arises from the left posterior aortic sinus. It is having a very small trunk. Soon it divides into the left anterior descending artery and the circumflex artery. This is the circumflex artery. So this left anterior descending artery, it turns downwards on the anterior surface of heart in the anterior interventricular groove. So this is the anterior interventricular artery. At reaching the lower border of the heart, it turns backwards and runs in the posterior interventricular groove. So this is the posterior interventricular groove. Here it found the posterior interventricular artery, which is a branch of the right coronary artery, where it anastomoses with this posterior interventricular artery. This anterior interventricular artery provides the atrial branches, the ventricular branches, which are supplying to the ventricle. One of the ventricular branches is larger. This is known as diagonal artery. So this is the diagonal artery. Then further, this anterior descending artery, this turns backwards in the posterior interventricular sulcus, and it is anastomosing with the posterior interventricular artery, which is a branch from the right coronary artery. It also provides this marginal branch at the left margin of the heart, and the circumflex artery, which is going posteriorly, and it is anastomosing with the right coronary artery. Then in spite of that, it is also providing the septal branches, which are supplying the interventricular septum. So this left anterior descending artery, or we can say the left coronary artery, supplies to the left ventricle, the anterior 2/3 part of this interventricular sulcus, and the left atrium of the heart. Also the left bundle branch of AV bundle, it is supplied by the left coronary artery.